Hey guys, today I'll show you how to create this bass shake effect as you see in this Ghost main video. This effect is really subtle, but it gives a nice visualization of the deep and heavy bass. So now we are in After Effects. Here I have already placed the soundtrack and the clip. Let's do a preview. First, let's start with the shake effect. Press P to open up the position property, then Alt-click on the stopwatch to open the expression editor. And here we will use the wiggle expression. So let's type wiggle, open bracket, and the frequency let's start with 20, and comma, and the amplitude let's go with 10, and close brackets. You can experiment around with the values, but keep in mind that we don't want a dramatic shake here. We want it to be really subtle and barely visible. So let's see how the shake is looking so far. Perfect, but we don't want the shake all the time. We want it only during the bass drop. So let's create an adjustment layer. And let's bring up the slider control. Drag and drop it on the adjustment layer, or you can just double click on the effect to apply it. And I will rename the first slider to frequency and the second slider to amplitude. Let's go back to the expression, and instead of the fixed value of 20, let's remove it and drag and drop the pick whip to the first slider. And we do the same for the amplitude value. And now we are able to control the frequency and the amplitude of the shake from these two sliders. So we will set a keyframe before the bass and go forward one frame, and set the frequency and the amplitude values that we had, which was 20 and 10. And let's see, the bass stops here, so let's create another keyframe and set both values to 0. So the bass shake will decrease and stop completely at this keyframe. And of course you can always go back and experiment with these values. But in this case I prefer to have the shake effect during the whole bass drop. So I will copy these two keyframes and paste them right before the bass stops. But you can experiment to see how you like your shake effect to stop. Now we need a blur effect, and we will use the directional blur. I will first increase the blur length so you see better what is going on. If I adjust the direction, you can see the blur angle is changed. So we will put a wiggle expression here. We will give the frequency of value 20 and the amplitude value 360 because we want to cover the whole range. Again, we only want this blur effect to be visible during the bass. And for this we will keyframe the blur length. Let's create a keyframe and set its value to 0, and add another keyframe with value 20 when the bass starts. And same principle as the shake effect, we keep a constant blur effect until the bass stops. And that's basically how you do it. Last but not least, let's fill the empty spaces by adding a motion tile effect. Make sure to drag it above the directional blur effect. Then simply check mirror edges and increase the output width and height until the gaps are filled. And here's the result. I hope you guys liked this effect, and I'll see you in the next one.